Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I'm Taffany and I want to welcome you into the garden. This is Tika's Gardens and I have been out doing a little work this morning, and I am just kind of walking around and taking a look at the garden and how beautiful some of the things are in the garden. So many things look so good here in the fall. So let's just kind of take a little walk around and let me give you some updates on some things. What's doing good, what's struggling, all of that. So let me show you first what is on my back door, because I did change out the wreath. So let's show you that. All right, guys, I'm going to start here. Forgive me for the noise. They are mowing in the front. But the first update is I switched out my wreath. I kept my promise. I put my orange wreath on the front door. I said that I would use my neutral toned leaf wreath, my new one, for a little while. And then in October, I would switch out the orange. So that's all based on the votes that I got from the video where I asked you to choose which decor you like best for the front porch. So that, and it's very pretty. And here is another update. While I was cleaning out the garage, I found a faux mum hanging basket. So I popped it into the pot there. So we've got that. Now, as far as these hanging baskets go, this one is not doing so great on this side, but it looks pretty good on this side. Now the thing is that I typically, and I find other people have said the same thing that I've talked to. I haven't talked to a lot of people, but just a few have issues with petunias here in the humidity and stuff, you know. So, you know, any kinds of petunias. So this was, I knew, a risk, but one half is doing okay, the other half is struggling, and the other basket seems like it was holding water. So I took it down, poured out the water that was just sitting in there, and it lost a few of the petunias that were in there. But looks like that orange over there is doing okay. These others are struggling, and the others are gone. And I didn't know that it was holding water. So yeah, I'm gonna probably pop some other things in there and put the basket back up. The shrubs here, my dwarf euonymus, are doing good. The smaller ones were really a pale green, but I gave them a little bit of Proven Winners fertilizer, and they are perking up, especially this one. It's really getting a nice green color, and those back there have really gotten a nice rich color as well. Let me come on through this bed here. The rose that I transplanted a couple of weeks ago seems to be struggling, so we'll see what happens there. Miss Tika. My purple fountain grasses are doing great. I cut off a few of the plumes and put them in an arrangement in the house I took from a few of the purple fountain grass. Back here, the echinacea is starting to bloom again, and so is that purple, pink, magenta colored salvia. You can see here that most of the lamb's ear just kind of melted away, but the Mexican heather is really looking good. And the Best part of the garden is this. Oh, well, there's no best part. It's all so great. But this part right here is really looking good right now. This plumbago. Look at that. One shrub. And if I can step back a little bit, you can get a full view. You'll see the trailing vinca in front of the plumbago, along with just some regular vinca. That's really pretty. Definitely must do a repeat. As we come along here, the Angelonia were really doing they had a big blooming show going on over the last couple of weeks. They have calmed down, but I'm sure another set will be coming soon. And these pots are like in between blooms. They were just full the other day, and you can see a lot of new buds on them. So these pots are actually doing really good. Here, if you remember, I transplanted this trailing vinca from the hanging baskets, and we've got I was cleaning vines and stuff, and I dropped. But as you can see, if you remember when I planted this over here, because it was looking so bad in the hanging basket, and it was yellow, and it was like scraggly, didn't have very many leaves, and it stayed like this for a few weeks. But like I said, I got some of the Proven Winners fertilizer, and I fertilized it the other day, and it is looking so nice and green, and a bunch of new leaves. And this is literally all from just over the last few days, like I said, the last week or so since I fertilized it. So I don't know if it's a miracle worker, if it was just starving, and but I have given it fertilizer before, but for some reason excuse me guys, but for some reason it really responded well to that fertilizer. It's got a bunch of new leaves. You can even see, if I get close, a bunch of little baby leaves on there as well. And it's got its first bloom, and since I purchased it, so thank goodness. Now what is still struggling are these gardenias that I got. Remember, these were from the sales section, so they were looking rough when I got them. So hopefully these will perk up. And the bedroom garden, well, before I even get to the bedroom garden, the little seedling, the zinnia seedling that came back up from last year, look at that, and look how pretty these flowers are. That is such a pretty flower. Look at that. Man, I love it. All right, now let's talk about the bedroom garden. My orange tree has just gotten humongous. I love that. The verbenas are perking up. They tend to do better in the cooler temps, or, you know, when you get into your fall and your spring. So the whole circle, I don't know if you can kind of see that over there. I'll go to that side, but you can see these are perking up. They've been blooming. The zinnias, the red zinnias, perfect. You can't ask for anything better than that. These hibiscus, I got them last season, and they were in another location, and they were full of blooms last season. This one and that one, but especially this one. But this season I've only gotten a few blooms out of them. Maybe they're just acclimating to the new location that I put them in here. But yeah, they didn't seem to bloom like last year, because this one was full of blooms all over last year. So we'll see how it goes. The Italian cypress, it's leaning right now, but I've got to stake it better. But you can see that it has really gotten tall. Man, it is loving its life there. And the red zinnias over here are doing fantastic. And I had I think they're called Starburst or something, Pentas, along the inner part. Only one survived, but you can kind of see it there, and you can see it mixed in with the zinnias. So I think next year, now that I see the zinnias have truly outgrown that Pentas, I'll probably put Pentas along the front and the zinnias in the back and kind of let them blend in like that. I do like that look. So, let me go over here so you can see how the verbenas have really taken off here late summer, early fall. They started taking off in the late summer, so that's why I said late summer, early fall. I know we're in October, but they really started spreading late summer. And as we come around here, these vinca, which if you remember came from the clearance section, were yellow and sad looking, and look at them now. They look so good. And as far as the garden update, forgive me, I was pulling weeds, so there is a pile that I need to put in the trash there, so ignore that. But these are the other zinnia seedlings that I pulled from over near the vegetable garden and put back here. They're doing pretty good. The celosia was doing good, but now it is kind of fading away, as you can see. But look at a zinnia seedling dropped itself somewhere over here near the celosia. And the last update, just like that plumbago and the zinnias over there, this collection of flowers, this grouping, is beautiful. Look at that lantana. The color on that lantana is so pretty, and it really matches that pink salvia so well. And then having the purple fountain grass standing up over it, very pretty. Look at that. That is just such a pretty vignette of flowers. Man, look at that. And look how many blooms are on these salvias. And you can see, like I said, these are self-seeding, so they drop seeds everywhere. Here, there's some in there. So I've been, pulling them up and putting them in other parts of the yard, as you saw in videos. And then the cleomes, they have just taken over my gardenia that is down in there. There is literally a gardenia in here, and I put them on one on each side of the gardenia just so that the gardenia could well, not the gardenia, but so it would fill in the empty space. But it's just taken over. But this is so pretty. Oh my goodness. So those are some of the updates for the back garden here.
Well, guys, that's going to be it for this garden update. Just a quick walk around the garden, or not so quick walk, and just taking in everything. It's just so beautiful. I want to thank you for being in the garden with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.